Right, morning. It is our last day, so we're doing a full day. As you can see, it's still relatively dark outside. It's just starting to get light. We're all loaded up. I've just loaded up the car, and the room is now empty.
I'm holding on for you to come around. I've waited for so long, I've run aground. I feel I'm burning up inside. Oh, hear me crying. I feel like everyone's alive, and I am dying. 'Cause you are all I need. The reason I breathe. The reason I breathe. Holding out for dear life. Oh, without the pain and all the strife.
Hey guys, right, we're back on the bank. Yesterday's session, just to go into that and give you a bit of summary of what happened. So the morning was awful, the weather was dreadful. Obviously I'm feeling a bit rough, so we ended up getting up early, but in the end we ended up having a lazy morning. I tied up a few rigs, got the rod sorted out, and we had to check in and do all that kind of stuff because we got here on the evening on the day before, so all the receptions were closed, so we couldn't check in. They just left the key at the calf. We went in and picked it up. So yesterday we had to check in. It didn't open until 9 o'clock, so we went over there, checked in, got absolutely soaked because it was pouring down, and so then ended up sitting in the cottage for a couple of hours drying off and getting sorted out. So we waited for the main bit of the weather to pass, the real sort of wet storminess, and then we come over. We had to put the brollies up, and we kind of just sort of pitched up next to each other to see what would happen. Now we did find fish feeding, and there were quite a lot of fish up in close. You can see the reeds moving. It's very mild, and so it did look really good for a bite. It took a little bit of time actually to get a bite, and the initial areas that we targeted, we didn't get anything. And in the end, we ended up moving on signs of fish showing. I ended up having that double to start with. Ollie went over and targeted another lake after putting a bit of bait in, and he ended up having a fish about just under 11 pound, I think it was. I then moved opposite where I am today. I actually moved into there and fished down towards the reeds, which I'm targeting at the moment, and I ended up having a little fish. I was getting a load of liners, but unfortunately I only had the one, and then we packed up. So it was a nice afternoon, nice to get a few bites. There's no one else obviously here, so it was great. We had a place to ourselves. Last night we did a bit of pre-baiting, so I pre-baited all the reeds where I'd had the fish from. Ollie pre-baited his spots up on the other lake. Fortunately, it's not come good for me. I've had a few liners and I had a little bit of an aborted take on the right rod, but I've not had anything. Whereas Ollie's actually had a couple of fish this morning. He's had, I think, two, one mirror and one common. One was about 11, one was about 12, I think, so he's done alright. We've pre-baited the other lake with where the koi are, in the hope that we're probably going to go on there for the afternoon and see if we can pick up something on there just for a bit of a change. There's not been a lot happening really, no, I've not really had much. I'm considering maybe just putting in a little bit of bait on the lake over the back from here, as it's a little bit of a runs water, and maybe seeing if I can drop in a bit of bait on there and see if I can get something. But anyway, I'm going on a little bit, so I'll keep you updated and we'll see what we can get. Oh. So I spent the morning fishing pretty hard, and I was unlucky I didn't get anything. Ollie had obviously had a couple of fish, and I really fancied a move. I spent quite a lot of time looking around, trying to find fish, looking for signs. I put a little bit of bait in a few spots, just prepping areas for possibly the afternoon. If I saw any sign of any fish movement come onto the spots, then I'd obviously move. But it was looking quite bleak, to be honest, and I really wasn't seeing a lot, even though I baited a couple of spots. I think it was about time for my my plan B.
She said I love you, boy, I love you so. She said I love you, baby, oh, 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 oh. Oh, get in. Looks like we got a koi. Yeah. Oh, wicked. Yeah, it's ghosty. Well, there we go, another little scaly one. Just on the pre-baited area which we baited up yesterday. Not a big one, but look at the scales on that. On a different lake as well, I've moved. We're now on the last lake, this lake with the big koi in. Got a little bit of ghosty in it, this one, looking at it. Yeah, awesome. Another little scaly fish. Let's get him back. Well, it's currently pouring down. Left the brolly in the car. Great. It's mid behind a tree. I was hoping it ain't gonna last long, but it looks pretty bleak behind. Looks like the blue sky and sun is gone, and everything's getting a bit of a soak in, to be honest. Fantastic. To be honest, the only thing I'm worried about is the camera. I haven't got anything on the camera. I've had to put the camera inside the unlocking mat to see anything that's properly waterproof, and sort of just fold it over the top, and hopefully it'll be alright. Rig I've been using, just a length of braid, claw style, so it just turns really quick. 16mm boilie. Then on here I've just got a ring swivel backwards, which has got a quick change link, and all I've done is push the lead. So this is a running rig essentially. I just push that up over there a little bit, and what that does, it gives it a bit of resistance when the fish picks up the hook and the bait, and then when it shakes its head, that just pulls off and gives it a running rig, so you get a better bite indication. And that is it, nice and simple. And then to stop that tangling, because it's braid, I'm just nicking a tiny little bag of pellets on. These fish are used to pellets. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Earlier I put a little bit of bait in between the island over there. Basically yesterday there were quite a few fish showing out over there fizzing up, so I put a bit of bait in there before going over onto the other lake, the Koi lake, just to see if that would produce anything.
Right, I thought I'd do another quick update. Fortunately, we're getting towards the end of the day, and it's going to be time to drive back home. So I thought I'd show you the rods. I've changed swims again. I've actually changed lakes. I'm on a Mamhead, and very conveniently, the sign is right there. If I pan over this way, you will see the other rod. So yeah, we've changed swims, changed lakes. This is the so-called runs water. It's got a higher density of fish in it, and I had that fish over on the other lake with the koi. Lovely little fish, lovely scale pattern, so I was quite happy with that. Surprised though, because I'd had that over about maybe 2 kilos of bait. I put about 2 kilos of 16mm out there yesterday evening before we went back to the cottage, so it was quite surprising that there wasn't anything out. So I was getting quite a few liners, and possibly if we stayed a bit longer it might have gone, but Ollie was getting nothing over on the other side of the lake where he was, so he thought we'd both come over here. I'm literally just in by the gate on Mamhead. Actually, this is basically where you gain access to the lakes, so the car is pretty much just behind me, so it's quite easy to pack up.
And all I've done is earlier I actually put some bait out in the gap between the islands that I'm looking at the moment. So it's been out there for probably 3-4 hours without any lines on it, so I was hoping some fish might have sort of moved in on that, but so far I've not even had a liner, and I've got quite a long line out across there, so thought I might have gone quite quick, but I don't think there's anything really out there, so a bit of a shame. And then the other rod, fish just rolled. The other rod, which is over there, just focus in. So that rod is just down the right hand margin, and I've put a little bit of bait on that. I didn't pre-bait that or anything. I've literally just put a couple of handfuls of little pellets and a little scattering of 12mm. They're actually Nash CHINBEATZ squid. So I didn't have any small baits from Innate, so I managed to get a bag of that. So yeah, they're 12. I think they're 12mm. So I put a little bit of that in, and I actually had a couple of liners and a strange bite. It was like fish on the river. Literally, the rod hopped over a bit like a chub. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. It didn't seem to sort of dislodge the lead or anything, so I'm not quite sure what happened. But yeah, it's a bit of an odd bite. But yeah, we're gonna leave it until last knock-ins. Ollie is down the bank on the left, down there. He's tucked up on his chair just down there. He's fishing to the other side. There's some reeds, and those reeds over there. He's got one on the island. Doesn't look quite carpy. And that is about it. I'm going to just finish it up here. I think we were both expecting a few more fish really than what we ended up with, but it was still quite nice. It was nice to come back, and it's good to see that they've put a lot more effort into the to the sort of fishery, which it's becoming, as opposed to it just being a holiday park lake. It got some disturbance on the box. Some nice liner on the right one there. Yeah, instead of it being more of a holiday park lake, it's becoming a bit more of a fishery, which is great. So I think the future for this place looks really good, and I think I'll probably be back. Hopefully not hopefully not as long as the last session, all sort of 15-16 years ago, however long it was. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get back again, maybe this winter, maybe in the spring when it's a bit warmer and the fish are a bit more active. But I think I'll definitely come back, try and see if I can get in one of those cottages again, because they're really nice, and maybe come down for 2 or 3 days and do the same sort of thing. But anyway, thanks for watching. I really do recommend coming down here if you're looking at getting away this summer, this spring, maybe doing a winter session, you want a bit of peace and quiet, then I recommend booking in, either pitching up a tent, getting a caravan, or maybe getting one of the cottages. It is a really good place. Money wise, it's not too bad. If you can get one of the cottages, get a couple of people to come with you, split the cost between yourselves, it's actually quite reasonable. If you're coming on your own, then it is a bit of a wedge, but like I said, it's probably best more for families. It is a family orientated venue, to be honest. So if you're looking at coming out and that, then I really do recommend it. A good place to get out and have a little break and a little getaway. But
Until then, anyway, thanks for watching the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if not already, and we will be back again soon. Probably not going to see Ollie for a while again. He's off on his travels, so you probably won't see him for a while, but hopefully we can catch a fish each, and we'll put it in at the end. So right, and so we've come down onto Mam Head, which is little runs water, just to finish off and try and get a couple of bites. My rods have been going mental with liners, and we've managed these two little ones. Ollie's got a nice little scaly one. I've got quite a more leathery one, but a little line of scales along its back. But nice to get a double. So rain's just starting to come down. I think Ollie's got one of the new ones.
It's nice.
That's a lovely condition fish. It's probably been here for a few years, I expect. But yeah, cracking. About time to go in now, though, I think. So rain's starting to come down.
Nice. That's cool.
Getting back.